All right, I think I'm gonna need a net for this fish. I'm going out after him here. Shoot. Yeah, I gotta keep the net handle up out of the water so it doesn't fill with water. That makes it difficult to net the fish when the time comes. The net weighs a couple pounds more than it should. Yeah. Oh, the net's caught on something on the bottom. Oh, dang it. The net got caught on a branch or something. Okay. Swam right in. Welcome to another fishing adventure, folks. It's early. The sun's about coming up right now. I've been at this long hike to get down here and get set up and finally getting fishing. Let me show you what's going on. Just fishing with the spicy sriracha tiger nuts. It's the same hook bait that I've been using for the last few days. I just didn't feel a need to stick any variety in lately. I don't know, just it all works, and this is one that I like, so tiger nuts. It rained last night, but not a ton. Just one kind of smallish thunderstorm moved through. And I really have no idea how much it rained, but I don't know if the fish are gonna care about that, if it chilled the lake at all. Kind of doubt it. Yesterday it was really warm. It was almost 80 degrees yesterday. The rain happened like right at sunset. So what I'm thinking is all those surfaces, the ground, the plants, concrete, roads, everything was getting blasted by the sun all day long, nice and warm, and then that water hits it and carries that heat into the lakes and the streams and the creeks and things. And I think it might have been a warm water infusion. I don't think this rain is gonna, cold front is gonna turn the fish off. It is a little bit chillier today, not a ton though, maybe 5 degrees different this morning than yesterday morning. But this time of year, you know, that kind of stuff seems to matter less from what I've seen. The fish are so busy feeding up, getting ready to do their spawn, that they're not so sensitive to those things, I don't think. It has changed things for me on the bank a little bit because everything's kind of wet and muddy, and planning on getting wet today because it's really shallow. And if I'm gonna land a big fish, I'm gonna have to walk out there and get them. Pack bait is a mix of oats and sweet feed and a can of chili beans. That's a bean right there. Pinto beans, I believe that's what they are. And a can of cream corn. Loving the corn and beans bait lately. It smells good. Fish love it. I don't need to add any additional like flavors or spices. I think I might stop carrying my chili powder in my bait bag because a can of chili beans just has lots of spices in it. It's very fragrant. It's one less thing I gotta carry. I'm all for that. And I have seen a couple of fish crash already while I'm getting set up, so that gives me some optimism. I'm fishing a back bay of a much larger lake. The back bay goes up this way and kind of ends up there. Well, it kind of goes around the corner a little bit, and then the main lake is way over here. The main lake is really deep, 60, 70 feet in some places, and that takes longer to warm up. The deeper water takes longer to warm up in the spring. This stuff here warms up faster. This only gets down to about 20 feet or so up in this area. Warmer water's up here. Generally, that's where I have the best luck in the spring. Water temperature is the main factor that I focus on in the spring. I'm putting these baits probably about 25, 30 yards off in about 10 feet of water. That's because that's where I put some cattle cubes the other day, about that distance. Look at this. Put my rod together and the line is twisted around the middle. I'm glad I noticed this now. Otherwise that would be a problem when I'm trying to fight a fish. And that's what happens when you get in a rush. There we go. All better. So this is what I call my 99% rig for those of you who are new here. And I call it that because this is what I fish with 99% of the time. What's the 1% rig? I don't know. Nothing's 100%. But if you want to see detailed video about this rig, go to my channel page or look in the description. There's a playlist there called Beginner Carp Fishing Start Here, and it's got a bunch of the videos that I think if you want to start fishing like I do and emulate the things that I do, I think that's where somebody should start for somebody new to carp fishing. I didn't like where that went. I'll leave it though. And I'm absolutely not an expert, just a guy who goes fishing a lot, and I try to learn some things when I do it, try to get better at it, you know. And that's what these videos are, just me learning how to become a better fisherman. And I know there's value in that, watching somebody else go through the trials and tribulations and sharing the experience, you know. Well, look at that guy. How'd you get there? He's a sticky guy. Alright, have a nice day. I saw some movement over there in the corner of my eye, and I thought for a second there's like a bunch of dogs over there. But it's a bunch of deer way over on the other side on the peninsula over there, coming out for a little drink, I guess. I don't know why my camera doesn't want to focus. It's quite a group going for a little morning walk. I'm sure they can hear me and maybe smell me. I don't know what. A little flicker of the tail there. Alright, I'll shut up. On. It hasn't been that long, maybe half an hour after these baits went out. This is the one that I casted out that I didn't really like the placement because it's kind of off to the left of where I had put the bait, but here I am. I saw a fish crash a couple times over this way while I've been sitting here. This fish is just taking off down this way. I gotta go get him. There are some weeds down there. I don't really want him going down there. I mean, I can see like reeds sticking out of the water down there. I bet they get really big later on in the summer. This fish hasn't been super aggressive in trying to get away yet. It's only been a couple minutes. It hasn't required too much effort from me to get him in here. Alright, here we go. Oh, that's chilly on the feet. I'm only gonna go out ankle deep, I think. At least this early in the morning. Water clarity at this place is excellent, higher than unusual for Iowa. I do a good job of managing this lake. No boats allowed. I manage the watershed and runoff, I'm sure. Alright, fishing the net. slapped me right in the camera. Right in the camera. Yeah, spunky little warm-up fish. This is probably 8 or 10 pound fish. There are much bigger fish in here. Last night, I was fishing in a different spot. Last night I caught 3 fish and none of them were under 20 pounds. So my expectations are probably all out of whack based on that from last night. But this is a wonderful fish. I'm glad to have them. Great warm-up fish. It's only been 15-20 minutes since I put the baits in the water, so that's encouraging. I don't think the fish cared about the rain last night and the little bit of cold front that came with it. The fish didn't care. All right, off you go. See ya. I don't know if I've got a fish hooked or if I've got bluegill. That's a drop back bite. Yep, that's a drop back bite. It's only been a couple minutes since I released that fish. It's looking good for the morning here. I was a little concerned that I was just going to be sitting here shivering all morning with no fish. Well, this fish is just gentle giant here. Whoa! He heard me. He just swam right into the shallows. He was right there. I mean, it's been 60 seconds since I started pulling on this fish. He's right here. I mean, I guess if he wants to come in and say hi and get this over with, I guess I'm down. Let's get it over with. All right, come on in. Gotcha. Yeah, this fish was kind of in a hurry to get in, I guess. He didn't put up much of a fight. Kind of a humpback looking fish. Interesting. I don't know, he's got some discolored scales, some missing scales on this side. Interesting looking fish, a little bigger than the one previous. I'd say this is in the low teens, but I'm not going to measure him. Just going to get him back in the water. He's a little frisky. Yeah, some of these darker colored scales, I don't know if those are scales that are drawn back or what that is. Kind of cool though. Yeah, see ya. Yeah, spicy tiger nuts getting it done today. Got the double spicy bait, I guess. The spicy hook bait and the spicy pack bait. And one thing I like about these beans also, like when you squeeze this onto the pack bait, they break too. They squish. You know, they turn into like a paste, basically. And the sweet feed doesn't absorb water, so it's like a breaking agent in the pack bait, and the beans are like a what do you call it? A binding agent. So I think those two working together is nice. I guess I should do a breakdown, underwater camera breakdown test of the bean pack bait and see what happens, I guess. The sun is just starting to peek over the trees behind me here. Should be prime time for morning fishing. There we go. Ooh. That feels nice. Slow down a little bit there, buddy. This feels like could be a bigger fish. Or it could be, I don't know, an alligator or something. Something really heavy. I'm not budging it at all. And I'm not gonna horse. It's possible this fish has been hooked for a little while. I was getting little line bumps. Tap, 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 tap and stuff. And it's hard to tell if it's just a little nuisance fish biting at the line right where it enters the water, or if it's tail bumps from a carp that's feeding on the pack bait and bumping into the line, or it could be the fish is hooked and it's just sitting there trying to spit the hook. This fish was heading out into over towards the main lake, and it just about faced and just lightning fast went that way. I'm gonna try and walk him down here if I can, away from my other lines, if I can get him to stay down here. All right, let's go get him. The chill of the water. The water actually feels warm now because I got my feet wet, and then I'm sitting here in the 55-degree air temps. The water's probably in the 60s. Ooh, that's a big tail. This fish has got his face pointed that way, and it's just swimming, tail banging on the line. Let's see if I can get him in there. Nope, nope, nope. Come back, come back. Come back. Oh, I'm already up to my knees in the water. I'm not going to go out any farther. Yes. Yeah, that's a real nice fish. That is a larger fish than the first two that I've caught. Yeah, he's hooked up real good right in that bottom lip. And this fish, I think, is scale worthy. I'm gonna get the scale on this one just for fun. About 20 and a half in the net. Look at the mouth on that guy. He's got a big kisser. 20 and a half in the net, so that's a 17 and a half pound fish, -3 for the net. Big bellied fish. I love the fish that have this shape like this big wide body. Big mouth on these guys here at this lake. I wonder how old this fish is. I don't know how. I need to read more about the lifespan of common carp. I don't know much about that, how old these fish might be. I'm sure the only way to tell is to kill the fish and maybe examine either the otolith or some other bone in there. Maybe there's no way to tell. I don't know. I'm happy to go third fish. It's still pretty early yet. I've still got a couple hours, so hopefully things are going to keep getting bigger and bigger, moving in the right direction. Right. Thank you for the fight, Mr. Carp. Get you out of here. See ya. Uh-oh. We're going here. Just released that fish. I think this is in. Oh, the line's wrapped around something. Oh, this one had a chance. This one ran for a bit before yeah, the line's rubbing on a branch or something. This one ran for a bit before I picked up on it. Fish is still on there for sure. See, all along here, and I'm sure out there too, all along here is just branches like this in the water. This one's not stuck in, but stuff like this just laying all over, and some of them are partially stuck in the mud, or there's these rocks, boulders like this thing here, and I'm sure it's the same out there. There might even be clumps of weeds, but I'm definitely got the line rubbing on something. Sometimes with just brute force, when this happens, I'm able to just, put enough pressure on it to pull that stick out of the mud. Or sometimes I'll just wait and see if the fish can pull the line in one direction. Oh, it happened. It happened. Yeah, I felt it break loose, whatever it was. So I don't know what it was, but making progress now. I got weeds hanging from my line, so that seems likely that might be what it was. All right, I think I'm gonna need a net for this fish. I'm going out after him here. Shoot. You got to keep the net handle up out of the water so it doesn't fill with water. That makes it difficult to net the fish when the time comes. The net weighs a couple pounds more than it should. Yeah. Oh, the net's caught on something on the bottom. Oh, dang it. The net got caught on a branch or something. Okay. Swam right in. So just put this rod right next to my collection of rods I'm building there. This guy unhooked himself in the net. That's convenient. That's a 19-pound fish in the net. Yeah, 16-pounder. What a great morning. Big fish just keep on coming. This one has some of those dark spots on them too. I don't know if you can see it. It's very faint. But what is this, fourth fish? I'm going on about hour 2, so they're biting today. They're hanging around here. I haven't seen much activity on the surface, but I don't care about that so much as long as there's plenty of activity on the bottom going on. Yeah, back in the water. You know, I see this sometimes, people when they're releasing a fish. I don't know if this fish will behave for me so I can do it, but they will pull the fish backwards, pull the fish back and forth like that, and trying to force water up the gill slits. And you shouldn't do that. That's not a way fish breathes. If you're forcing water backwards through the gills, it's actually preventing the fish from breathing, from taking in water. Water needs to go in the mouth and out the gill slits. It's a one-way system for their gills to absorb oxygen out of the water. So if you're pulling it backwards through the water, you're actually delaying its recovery. What you should do is just hold it in the water, just like this, head in the water, and just hold it there still. If there's a current, maybe point its head upstream so some water starts flowing down its mouth. But once it starts kicking like this, you just let go. You can even give them a little boost like that. That's it. Don't need to pull them back and forth. Well, that's all the time I have for today. Just a short morning session, a few solid fish. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. See you on the next one.